So many women in our generation in 2024 want to become wives. They want to have this 1% men. But how do you as a woman stand out in a crowd of everyone else looking like you are the wife potential and not living in your potential girlfriend spirit? How do you do it? How will that man see that, wow, there is something different about this woman that I have just met? Now, the Bible tells us clearly, it gives us Proverbs 31 woman as an amazing example of what we should be. Now, the Bible tells us that God created Eve for Adam, not Adam for Eve. That means that you may just be in time when God is preparing you to be the wife. Before you start jumping into relationships, watch what God is doing in your life, in your heart right now. Is He trying to build that character that will be necessary for you to have for the man that He prepared for you? And if He knows who you're meant to be with, don't you think He would like you to be their wife, their ready wife, who this man will be like, this is my wife, this is who I need. So let's look at some of the things we would need to do before we can actually even be ready. Number one, and I believe probably the most important, heal. Heal, heal, capital letters. You may have the most amazing man in front of you, but if you have not healed, you're going to be walking with your walls up, thinking he's cheating on you, he's meeting somebody else. You're not actually going to be able to even show up your full self. You're not going to be able to communicate with him efficiently, clearly. You're not going to be able to be transparent. You have to heal from what you have dealt with in your childhood and in your past relationships. Relationships are about two people pouring into each other. And if you have not healed, you will struggle to pour into this man. Because you fully have not poured into yourself yet, and you don't know what it is that you can give, because you don't live in a fullness of who you truly are. So let's do it. Let's go through this work, because it's probably one of the most important things we can do to us, for ourselves and for other people. Number two, walk in your purpose. What it is that God has given you. And yes, you may be that very successful woman who's running her business, but you may also be that woman who works in a grocery shop with a vision and a purpose and doing that in the evenings, or encouraging and loving other people. But you know that this is what God has given you, and this is who you are, and this is what God is calling you to do. Like you know your calling, and you're making small and steady steps towards your goal. Or you may be that woman creating videos on Instagram, on hair and makeup. Whatever it is, go for it. Live it. Another one. You are made to be His support. What does support looks like? Support can be shown in many ways, but one of the very important ways for a man is affirmation and respect. Now, this man needs to be respected and affirmed. He needs to know that he is needed. Men are creatures who want to go in and show their value. we have loads of women walking in masculine energy, showing up as a woman who can do it all, and I do not need a man in my life. I can do it all. Now, a man will feel like, well, why am I even here? This woman can do it all for herself. She doesn't need me. Show gratitude, show appreciation. Even when they go out for a date with a man, there is no thank you for a dinner. Like you expecting it to do it. And yes, I would also expect a man to pay for a dinner on a date, but that does not mean that I am not going to say thank you for him doing it. I am going to say thank you. I'm going to say thank you for him opening up the doors. I'm going to say thank you for moving a chair for me. I am going to say thank you. I'm going to show that I appreciate him and his gestures. And men need it. Men need to feel like that the things that they do actually bring you value. That you are appreciating it, that you're seeing it, that you're seeing the small things they do. Another thing is, how do we communicate with our men? If we see something that doesn't really makes us doubt his thinking or his actions make us, think twice, do we come up with an argument and argue with him? Or do we come up softly and say, babes, what I have seen you do, what I have heard you say, kind of is not making me feel comfortable. Can we please talk about it? Can we discuss it? Is there ways that I can help you with X, Y, Z? Your tone of voice that you use, the choice of words that you choose to talk to your man are crucial. He will also watch you and how you talk to other people around. Men needs peace. They need peace in their life. They don't want to have that quarrelsome woman bringing up issues and arguments whenever something comes up. He wants to have someone who, yes, she knows her value. And because she knows her value. And on the very beginning, if you are a healed woman who walks in her purpose and know what she wants, you will be able to come up to this man and you're going to be able to discuss things. But as women, it's crucial that we learn how to communicate with our men. You are to be his encourager. You are to empower this man, encourage this man, speak love, life, purpose, vision. And so if you are struggling to communicate with people around, you're going to struggle to communicate with a man that God has for you. Because I believe it's one of the most important things. God says, our tongue brings life and death. So let's watch our tongues. Watch how you communicate with people around, with your friends, with your family. Very, very important. And another very important one is submission. There cannot be two leaders in the house. There will always be one. And if this man is true leader, provider, and protector that you need, and a true man of God who submits to God's will and leading you and your house, this is what we need as women. I'm sorry to break it up to you, but a woman was not created by God to lead a house. No. We were not created to provide financially for the house, lead the family. No, let me tell you, this is an exhausting job to have, and a woman is not the one to be carrying it. And we may need part 2 of this, but for now, let's stick with healing, walking in your purpose, communication, appreciation and respect to the men and people we have around. Before we are the wives, let's walk in the spirit of a wife and not a girlfriend. And I would love to hear opinion of other men and what they think about it. So subscribe for more, and I'll see you at the next video.